said, why this place so dry? No love to find. You're the only one that ever acts kind. They all after me. What's happening? I wish that you could see what I see. Your boyfriend's a douche that thinks he's cool and doesn't deserve a girl like you.
What up? It's your boy Nagato Uzumaki with it for What's Up Uzumaki Gang. And I'm sorry that I've been posting like shorter and shorter videos. It's just that I've been losing like my creative drive, you could say. But so today I'm gonna be doing What If Deku and Bakugo were the reincarnations of Sasori and Deidara, part 3. And where I last left off is when Pain or the entire Akatsuki attacked the camp, and Pain did already push and flatten like the entire forest. So um let's cut to Izuku and Bakugo, or as I like to call them, Sasori and Deidara. So as we see Sasori running through the forest at his top speeds while in his puppet, and Deidara flying above as Pain goes to the ground. Sasori runs and runs and runs through the forest and eventually finds the girl with green hair and green lightning surging from. No, he's actually gonna be kind of like it's gonna be kind of like the muscular fight. So, Izuku goes to the girl. Izuku goes onto the cliff, and he sees the kid, and he jumps down and says, "Kid, where are the students?" And the kid says, "I'll never tell you." Cause in this one, his parents they died by a villain, and so Kota just hates villains in general. And so Kota looks at him and says, "I'd never tell you, you stupid villain." And he tries to swing at Izuku, and Izuku blocks it with like the scorpion claw. But since it's a child, he won't kill Kota, but he's definitely not gonna show that much mercy. So once he gets close to him, the mask falls off. And Kota sees like the mouth thing that Sasori has for the human puppet he is in, and so Kota starts to back up, and that's where Izumi comes in. She comes in, and I don't know when Izuku developed shoot style, but I'm gonna say Izumi developed it right after the Hosu incident, and so she comes up and tries to kick his back with 2%, but it doesn't work. And then he looks at her, and then he sweeps the tail at her leg and picks it up. And then she tries to break out of it, and then he throws her into the cliffside. Like, they were kind of, like, in the show, they were on a cliff, and then there's, like, a bigger part that could go up to, like, an actual road, I think. So, he threw her there, and when she bounced off of it, and then tried to hit him, like, she hit him with a whole 5%, and then it broke the puppet, and then he jumped out and jumped away. And then she looked at him, and he basically looks like how he does in this picture, except not the green eyes. He has the same color eyes as Sasori, and his face shape is more like Sasori, and his hair, it's red, and it's like black with red highlights, kind of, and it's more down. Same with Bakugo. He looks more like Deidara, and his hair is more like Deidara's. But so she looks at him, and she says, "Why would you attack a kid?" And he says, "I wasn't. I just needed to know where you piece of scum were." and then he went to stab her in the stomach with the poison, and then she jumped back, and no, he doesn't have the puppet anymore. Oh, but he still has like the 100 puppets. But so he just pulls out a random puppet that I'm gonna say had like I don't know, I'm gonna say it had like uh water release or something. Right? Yeah, so it had no. So she has like a lightning. Well, it's not. It's like a because it's one for all, and he sees the lightning on her body, so he thinks it's lightning, and so he pulls out a wind puppet with wind style, and so he shoots a wind gale palm at her, like the puppet does, like the human puppet, and then she looks at it and she sees it has a headband on with the leaf, like the leaf symbol, because there was a leaf shinobi. Uh, oh no, it's gonna be like a yeah, it was a leaf shinobi from the past, and Sasori killed him during like the third Great Ninja War or something, or second, I don't know. But so she thinks that has something to do with the power, except it doesn't. He just never took off the headband because Sasori wanted to make sure that Leaf Shinobi knew, hey, this is your ninja that I'm using to fight you against you right now. So she goes and he's gonna let her think she won. So as soon as she pulls off the headband, the puppet falls to the ground. She's like, "Ha! And now I'm gonna beat you because that's obviously your quirk or something." And then so uh the puppet just gets back up, like he moves his fingers, and then the puppet just gets back up and turns to her, and then does gale palm again, like wind air gale palm, and shoots it at her, and she flies off the cliff, and he looks over the edge, and he sees that she's running back up the cliff, and then when she gets up, she punches him, and then he falls to the ground, and his like his hoodie is now destroyed. So but like his uh he's he's fine still. Also, he's not a pup. He's not like a well. I guess you could say he's a puppet in a way. Like he has a thing that Sasori has in his chest to make him immortal and like stay the same age forever. But he isn't a puppet. He's just like he still has like a human body. So he's pretty ripped, and just for plot reasons and just because I want to, uh, this is gonna go absolutely nowhere. But so Izumi starts blushing, but she's trying to focus. She's like saying, "What are you doing? That's so disgusting of you. He's a villain. You need to take him down now." So she goes at him, and he uses the puppet. She kicks it. It breaks. He pulls out the 100 puppets. They all go at her. It takes her like half an hour to beat all of them, and by that time she's worn out a lot. Like she basically had to go into 20%, which it hurts her body, but it doesn't break her bones. And so she charged at him, and she tried to hit him. And so um, Izuku is a sweet talker, so he said, "Would you really want to hit me if you love me?" And so she just stops and she just looks at him, and she's blushing, and she goes back to hit him, and then he grabs her hand, and then he looks at her, and he's like, "I don't think you would do that. Just take the boy back to camp and say that you got me." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do that for you." And I'm gonna say while they were fighting, she asked his name, and he said Sasori, and she said, "Okay, Sasori-kun." And so she just takes Koda back, and basically same thing happened with Katsumi. So now they're just back at the camp blushing, and everybody. I'm gonna say that Denki, no Kirishima, is like, "Hey, what happened to you?" And he paused in his sentence because he was about to say, "Guys." But then he realizes they're not guys, they're girls. That would not be manly of me. And and then he continues again. He's like, so what happened to you girls? And they're like, nothing. And then they just look at each other, and then they look back at the ground because they realize that their mothers were talking about like when they told their mothers about them, like their moms wanted to know more because that was probably their like sibling, or they're related somehow, and they were blushing because of their sibling. Yeah. uh, 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 oh, this is hilarious. I don't know what this ship's gonna be. I'll let you guys decide in the comments. Alright, so uh camp is destroyed. Nobody gets kidnapped or killed. Uh and everyone except Izumi and Katsumi got fucked the hell up though. Like all the teachers, so the Wild Pussycats, Aizawa, and whatever of the other teachers were there had to fight the Six Paths of Pain, destroyed. Class B had to fight Kakuzu, Hidan, basically the rest of the Akatsuki. Well, like they had to fight Hidan, Zetsu, uh, Konan, Itachi, Kakuzu. No, like, hold up. Let me just look at some of the Akatsuki members. Uh, this is a thumbnail for another video I'm doing. Okay, so they had to fight Zetsu, Hidan, Kisame, and Konan, while the rest of the Class A had to fight Obito, Itachi, and Kakuzu, and then also Deidara and Sasori, but they failed on that one. So, um, the attack went pretty well. Everyone got absolutely destroyed except, you know, Katsumi and Izumi, and everybody's wondering why. And they're like, did, did they do something to the villains to get them to not? And as I was just thinking, I swear, once we get back, I will punish them to the absolute limit. No, they're not going to even be back. They're going to be expelled, I swear. I swear. And so the camp just goes normal. They stay there for about a month, and then they they uh they go back to school. I forgot what came after the forest arc, but I think it was the exam, and I think the exam came before the forest arc. I don't know. This this is confusing. It hurts my brain. But I'm gonna say the exam where they had to fight the teachers came after, and Izumi and Katsumi were put on the same team, and they had to go up against All Might. Just like everybody had to go up against who they had to go up in canon, except Izumi. Oh no, that was before the forest arc. Okay, yeah. I think what after the forest arc was the exam where they get their hero license. Yeah, right. So so a few weeks after they come back to school, uh, Aizawa was not allowed to expel or like suspend Katsumi or Izumi, even though he really, really wanted to, for thinking that they did unsavory things with villains. You know, not nice, not PG things. Uh, so they have to take the exam, and damn, I'm tired. All right, so they take the exam, except since they have like way more, I guess you could say paranoia, they actually decide to stick together this time. Katsumi doesn't decide to just, go off on her own, along with Kirishima and Denki. Uh, and Todoroki decides to stay too. So, yeah. Uh, everybody passes the same, everybody feels the same. So yeah, everybody passes that passes it, and everybody feels that feels, except uh when Izumi met uh Cammy, I think that was her name, Cammy. They just kind of talked like they were just having a girl talk. Cammy asked about the incident because the news reported on the training camp being attacked. Izumi told her about how she had to fight a villain there, and she basically got seduced. And Cammy was like, "Wow, was he hot?" And um, Izumi was like, "Yeah." And I'm gonna say that just for shits and giggles, uh, Katsumi comes. Katsumi, female Bakugo, well, like Bakugo's sister in this. Uh, Younger sister by like probably a month or something. Uh, no, I'm gonna say that that uh, you guys gotta stop that. Wait, so uh, yeah, I'm gonna say they got like amnestics so that they forgot about their brothers ever existing until that happened. So Katsumi came, and then they all started talking. And I'm gonna say for shits and giggles, Azuku and all the Akatsuki have an Instagram, and so Kimmy has to see pictures of them. And so Izumi showed a picture of Sasori, uh, shirtless, that he posted on his Instagram. Like he was sitting in his room, and there were a whole bunch of puppets on his wall, and there's like some cheesy caption like "I'll be your puppet" with like a heart eyes emoji or something. And so she asked for a picture of deidara, or Bakugo. Katsumi gave one and said, "To me, your art, and you'll last forever," or something. And so they just were talking. Uh, and Surreal Cammy this time because Toga doesn't exist. Like, Toga doesn't exist, Daba doesn't exist, Shigaraki doesn't exist, Spinner, no, Mr. Compress, no, they don't exist. So, they just kept talking. Eventually, they decided to, kind of split up, except Katsumi and Izumi stay together. They were just talking and talking and talking, and they all passed the same, except this time all of class 1A passed, so that means Katsumi and Todoroki did pass this time. Uh, and I think what was after that was the Overhaul arc, right? Yeah, I think so. So, um, I forgot. Yeah, so, Izumi gets interned with Sir Night-Eye. They bump into Eri, and, this time, Madara told Pain to go, uh, no, no, I'm gonna say that Zetsu, uh, instead of twice finding, uh, Chisaki, Zetsu did. Zetsu took him there, and, um, Chisaki said that he wanted them to work for him, and that they weren't gonna have a partnership. They were gonna work for him instead. And Pain basically said, "Oh hell no." Pain charged one of the I'm gonna say the one with the explosion powers at him. Chisaki disintegrated it and said, "Looks like I owe your side a member." And then Pain said, "No, you don't." And then Pain, like the other path, like the Demon King, rose up. He scooped up the other Pain's like dust particles and then he spit him back out, and he was perfectly fine. Chisaki decided, uh, okay, yeah, this is not them working for me. This is me partnering with them. So who do you think you could send over? Uh, and then since Bakugo and Deku are the main ones, I mean the entire Akatsuki are important in their own way, but Bakugo and Deku are the important ones, like the most important ones. So he just looks at them and says, "You guys, go with him," and they're like, "All right, Pain." And so they head off, and I think next time, all right, yeah, next time I'm gonna do the Overhaul arc.